Yeah.
Who's introducing it?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
That to be honest, in my books, that's a good enough intro.
Do you know what?
That's pretty
That's
good.
actually gonna be the intro. Do you know what? I think that's genuine. That's cool.
Neat podcast.
Neat podcast.
Neat podcast.
We're just gonna be telling like old stories about our life.
And also, what's the definition of neat? Let me see. I believe it is not in education, employment, or training. So.
Oh, okay.
That's the meaning of neat.
Guess we dropped out of school.
And we're pursuing this career. Makes us loads of money.
Podcasting.
Right. So. So.
But on this, we're gonna be doing old stories about school.
Old stories. And I guess who will start? Do you want to start or me? It depends who has.
You can start.
Okay, so back in, I believe it was probably year 4. And I was about to leave school, right? Because then I moved to here, obviously, with you, and
yeah.
for some reason, everyone just started shouting at each other and hating each other, and I never really understood why that was. Still to this day.
In our school, or
no, in my first ever primary school, really far away.
Okay. Yeah.
And on the last few days, everyone just turned against each other, and the friend group literally split in half. And
oh, really?
so it was literally a civil war. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting.
Legit, huh?
So it's like I think I can't remember why it happened. It might have revolved around me. I'm not sure because I was leaving and all. I remember one of them saying that I don't care that you're leaving and I'm glad you are. And something gives me the feeling one of those that was the reason it started, but I don't know. So I was in that school for like all my life until I moved away, and I had a few friends. I remember I was like, oh my god, I feel right. Like, I don't know. I was a really I don't know how to describe it. Back then, I wasn't anything like I was now. You had the hard kids, right? You know, the ones that are probably roadmen now. And then there was me. And honestly, I think if I kept growing up there, I think I'd probably be gay.
Really?
Yeah, man. Like all my friends, probably wouldn't, but I was very. I don't know how to describe myself back then. I was more very innocent, extremely innocent, and like all my friends, a lot of my friends were girls, and
yeah.
I remember on the last few days there was me, and then the girls, and then there were how many boys? There were 2 boys as well, so 3 boys. Actually, 3 boys and 3 girls actually. So, and then there was the other group of. I still don't know if I want to call him my best friend at the time. I don't like thinking about it. I suppose he wasn't if he acted like this on my last few days. But yeah, I had 2 best friends, I guess, and one was on my side and one was on the other side, obviously.
Yeah,
and
like
the other
civil war.
And we had like the same amount of people, I guess. And how it started was I was just sitting there, and then suddenly they were just like, they came up to me, and we had these books for some reason. I don't know why. There were these books to remember me. Like when someone left, we do this thing depending on who it was. And for me, they did this. They did these books that we'd write people's names in and write a fact about them or something to remember them.
Oh, yeah.
But someone came up to me and he grabbed it out of my hand and threw it on the ground and said, "We don't care that you're leaving." I'm like, what?
That's a little bit deep.
I know. And I was like, why? And then they just said, "I don't care." I just don't care, okay? You can go. So I'm like, but why? And I'm pretty sure I probably started crying. and then his other friends came along and they pushed me up. We had this thing called the Bark Park.
Okay.
And it's like just a little garden thing with a bark floor. And there was like these mushroom seats, and I was sitting on one, and they pushed me off. And so I got bark all over my clothes and my book, and then they ran away. And then my other friends came over, and they're like, "Oh my god, what just happened?" And I probably like screamed something like, "Let's kill him" or something. Because no one pushes. I was a monster. I was like, "Let's kill him." And they pushed me off the mushroom. That's a final step. No one's gonna do that to me. And so they all ran to the bottom of the field, and we were at the top still. So we were like, "Oh, okay, let's go and like shank them up." Grab a piece of sharp bark.
Alright.
Yeah, grab some bark, sharpen it, and then just go and get him. There was also there was grass not by the bottom, and because I'm pretty sure like some of the only snakes you can get in England, there's adders you can get.
Yeah, you can get them, and there's like grass snakes.
There's grass snakes as well, yeah. And adders can be kind of dangerous. Well, they are dangerous, aren't they? Grass snakes.
They're not like, they can't like absolutely kill you.
They're not lethal, but
they could kill you maybe.
I mean, we were only kids. And we went down, so our game plan was either, well, we never said we were gonna shank them, but we were gonna basically push them into all the grass where all the snakes were.
Oh my god.
Where all the snakes and crickets were. And so we went down there, like holding up our weapons, ready to.
Your fearsome battle weapons.
Yeah, there was one person holding a flare, another one at the front, a leader, which was me, and we were just going towards them with our hands out in front of us. Because we're like, "Oh, we're gonna push him," and so we started running, and then they ran at us, but we both stopped, because, I don't know, it's like, you know, like films where the two sides would like run at each other, right?
Yeah.
We did that, and then we just stopped, because like, I don't want to punch you. So they stopped. They stopped, and then we were like, "Oh, okay, let's push him into the grass then." And so we pushed them. We started having like this massive, you know, in rugby where we have got to do that thing where we gotta like get our heads under each other's shoulders and like push them, right? We essentially just were all doing that, and we never got them into the grass, but we got them pretty close, and then they kind of pushed us off and ran away. The next thing
you basically just made a scrum in the middle of the field.
Yeah. And the next thing I remember was they ran away, and then we were all they didn't completely run, and they just stood the ground again, and then we just started shouting at each other, and I don't remember what we were shouting, but we were shouting it, and it was interesting, you know.
You know what, I would have actually loved to watch that.
It was, you know, I felt like I was fighting for the right cause, you know. And then the teacher came along. It's like, "What's going on here?" I was like, "Breakfast." And then essentially she just broke us up, and I was like, "Stop!" And slapped us all and sent us into the.
Whoa! What was that last part?
And then she threw us into the adders. I guess that's the end of that story.
Tied you up and pushed you into the adders.
Yeah, the adders interesting. It's interesting because there was this girl. This is a completely different thing, right? But to do with the adders, there was this girl, right? And she was like, I don't know how old we were. This was probably year 3. And she said, "Oh, I can't remember what it was. was something to do with something that happened in the lesson. It was like, oh, I
Yeah.
gotta do maths. Well, I'm gonna kill myself. And so she ran over to the adders and just stood there, T-posing. And it was like, she was like acting all dramatic and stuff, like putting her arms out. And like, it was scary, because like adders are really scary, and they're gonna kill us. And so we were like, no, get out. They'll kill you. And she didn't. Eventually she heard hissing and she just got out. She said she heard hissing.
Yeah, but like, probably not.
Realistically, probably not. Yeah, that was one of my stories.
What stories do I have?
Civil War.
Jeez, there's so many. Where do I pick from? Like,
Cocky's Cola.
oh, let me think. We got on with funny stories, right?
Huh?
We got on with funny stories, right?
I guess so. Entertaining ones, yeah.
Oh, I've got one. So
Okay.
basically, in my very last primary school that I went to,
Yeah.
we had like this. We called it like the shelter, right? There was like a roof over it, and like some things inside, like animal statues and stuff like that, right?
Right.
So basically, what we did was out of those statues, we made like a prison, and we made a game. Instead of calling it cops and robbers like any normal kids, we called it babies and daddies. So we decide, yeah, let's play that today, right?
Babies and
Basically,
daddies.
how babies and daddies works, if you're unfamiliar,
Right.
is you basically chase daddies like protect the prison and chase other babies. And you
Yeah.
have to grab them and throw them in the prison. So basically, I'm on the baby team because I
Oh,
love
of course,
the
of
baby
course,
team.
of course. Yeah.
Of course. So I'm running, and this playground's like microscopic. It's tiny,
Yeah.
so there wasn't really much place to run. So I'm running, I'm sprinting away,
Right.
and I get caught, right? Because I'm not the most athletic kid. And this kid, right, for no reason, just decides to throw me in the prison, like literally pick me up and throw me in. And I'm like,
Slam you down.
I'm just laying there crying, like, what are you doing?
Oh, there's something about that. There's something about little kids crying at
Yeah,
things like
man.
that. It's funny.
It's funny. It sound like bad people, but whatever. It's
No,
funny.
it is funny. Anyone can admit it is funny. Unless you're the one who caused it, because then you got to deal with the consequences.
Yeah, but exactly. But afterwards, it's still funny.
Oh my god. Do you
So
remember?
I just lay there.
Ow. Okay, yeah.
And I'm crying, and my arm, my knee, my body is just scraped to hell. And do you know what this kid does?
What? Still you?
He just looks over me and says, "I'm not taking you to student services."
Oh. Okay, you broke your elbow.
Oh yeah, I don't care that you broke your elbow.
The thing about I remember primary school. It was an interesting time when we had these in my first primary school, we had this thing called golden minutes, right? And you know the system we had when we were in school together, the red and yellow cards. That was
I remember that.
that was so less forgiving than golden minutes. Golden minutes, yeah, you got them handed out, you got them taken away more often. But the thing about golden minutes were every you'd have half an hour golden playtime, right?
Yeah.
And every
That was on a
minute,
Friday, wasn't it?
yeah, and every minute taken off would be a minute taken off the thing. So let's say you got 5 golden minutes taken off, you'd only have 25 minutes. But think about that,
Yeah.
right? You could be like the thing about yellow and red cards is you mess up twice, you're out, you know? But golden minutes, you can mess up 10 times and you still have 20 minutes, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It was so broken. It was so broken. But I remember losing a golden minute once and I was crying in the corner. I was like, no, not my golden minute. I think it was more because I was shame, you know? You'd be saying
So
against...
you can earn them back as well.
I couldn't earn my golden minutes back.
Oh, that's bad.
That's so sad.
You have to go on 1 minute before the other kids. Oof. Tough.
But the thing is, right, we'd have to sit against this wall, and it was so shameful, because, oh, you got a golden minute? You're a disgrace. And it was so scary, because everyone would look at you. Oh my god. In the primary school we were at, right, didn't you have to stand against the wall whilst everyone was playing and just look at them playing? Didn't you have to do that?
Wait, when you lost your golden minutes?
No, when we were at school together, right? The red and yellow card. I swear if you got a red card you'd have to stand up against the wall.
No, you'd have to stay inside. You'd have to stay inside.
Oh, you stay inside, okay. I thought you'd have to stand against the wall and watch everyone else play. I don't know why, I just remember seeing that somewhere.
No, basically what you did was you stayed inside with a teacher.
Yeah.
And I myself had gotten into a bit of a kerfuffle.
Yeah.
We'd had an altercation. I had it with this kid.
But what does that word mean?
A fight.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna call it a fight because it was nowhere near a fight. Like,
Yeah.
basically, we was just talking about like, oh, your mum gay, stuff like that. And then, so we fought, and then basically I was sort of calling his mum gay and how my mum was better than his, and then he like pushed me over a bench that was in the hall because we was doing PE.
Yeah.
And I got really angry, and this teacher grabbed him, and whilst this teacher was grabbing him, I hit him. And she was like, wait, there was no need to do that. And then I was just like, yeah, whatever. So we had to go to the head teacher's office for this. And at this point, I think we had a really like we had a good head teacher and then a bad one.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened.
At this point, we had a bad one.
Yeah, the bad one.
Yeah, and she was the one that brought in like the golden minutes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we go to the head teacher's office, and we go in it, and she's like, so boys, you've been in a bit of a kerfuffle here, haven't you? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Don't really know what that is, miss, because I was a dumb kid. I didn't really know anything. So she's just like, okay, well, we're gonna have to punish you for this, right?
Ooh.
So I'm thinking, yeah, it's probably just like gonna lose like 2 golden minutes or something, right? Just 2. Be fine.
Just 2. Only 2.
I get a yellow and a red card, and I lose all my golden minutes.
Not your golden minutes.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't play outside.
You
It
couldn't
was
use
horrible.
tennis rackets.
Basically, right, we had to write an apology letter to each other. Me and the kid who had a fight, we had to make an apology letter to each other whilst we were in the same room. Imagine
That's
how
just...
awkward that is. And there was this teacher.
Yeah.
Let's call him. He had a name that sounded like a bread company. Let's call him Mr. Hovis.
Okay.
Mr. Brown Bread.
Okay.
So, we're in this room with him, and I don't know if you knew about this guy, Gabe, but people started finding like cigarettes in like a sandpit that we had.
In the sandpit?
Yeah, in a sandpit, just outside of school. You know that little play area that we had, and it was for like the after school club.
Yeah.
There was a sandpit there. So, obviously, we don't know who the hell it is. But he didn't seem to cover it up very well. Because No, you're gonna laugh even harder because this man wouldn't wait until lunch or break or like whenever he had a free lesson off.
Yeah.
Now my man just went in and he went halfway through class. He'd be like, "Excuse me, class, I have to go do something," and he would go out, stand outside of that play area, smoke a cigarette, and then just get back out.
Oh my
He'd
god.
go back in, he'd be like, "Hello, class, back." My man, how?
I
How
mean,
is that dumb?
I have respect for him for doing that. You
I
know.
don't.
The sand pit.
He put them out in a sand pit. What if a kid, what if a kid sat on that? What if a kid was just like, "Oh, this looks real great. I'm gonna have a fun in this sand pit." He just lights his clothes on fire.
Just start smoking on the cigarette.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I once oh god, I think I've forgot my. Oh yeah, that was in primary school. Once again, I was just outside once, and I sat.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you this, but I sat on some grass, and I was just
Yeah.
sitting there for a few minutes, and then I was like, oh, my
Oh
bum.
yeah, this one.
My bum's a bit itchy. I was like, what's going on? So I stood up, looked down, and there was just a red ant's nest. And I was like, oh no, this isn't good. And so I started to cry, and started itching my bum whilst running to the toilets. and I just ran into the toilets, just pulled down my trousers and pants, just started itching my bum, and started screaming. Like, you ree! And someone walked in, I heard, and then they just walked out. And I don't blame them.
Neither, to be honest. If I heard a kid screaming like a scratching sound coming from coming from inside the cubicle, I'd be like, "Nah, this kid's having a bad day."
Oh, and then I went out.
Obviously trying to squeeze out a massive poo.
And I went out, and I talked to a teacher, and I was like, oh, I sat on an ant's nest, what do I do? And I said, go to the office, and go to the medical room. So I was like, okay, so I did, and then, and then I went in, and then I walked in, right, and literally, I don't know if I told you this part, I'm pretty sure I have, I was just in there, and the teacher just came in and was like, okay, pull down your trousers and pants, and I was like, I was in pain, so I was like, yeah, sure, I don't care, just make the pain go away. They didn't, they just looked at my bum. I just stood there with my trousers and pants down, but they're just staring at my bum. I was like, my dude, like, I've been bitten on the bum, help me. And then
Dude, it was Greg Paul in a wig.
Greg Paul in a wig, what can I say? Greg Paul is everywhere. You might see him in the shop. You don't know. Maybe
You might see him in that porn videos that he made.
I wish
That
I.
happened.
Yeah. I've seen that.
I haven't. Can't say I have. No.
I have seen that. You don't need to see it. You're not missing out on anything. Trust me.
Really? Am I good?
Yeah.
Phew, I thought I was missing out on something big.
And so yeah, the ant nest thing was like, oh, you know, you're just sitting there. Well, no, I was standing up, just looking at my bum. It was really dumb, to be honest, because how are you gonna be a teacher? Like, how are you gonna be a medical room doctor person, right? If all you're gonna do is just look up people's bums. I suppose they couldn't do much. Like, it's not like they can just.
It's not like I can put some pseudocreme on
Yeah,
us.
they can't just get some cream and rub it all over me.
Yeah. I have a medical room story.
Okay.
Okay. This is the dumbest thing you'll ever hear.
Okay.
So basically, I'm in school, and we're playing this game. This is in my last primary school.
Right.
The one I moved from.
Yeah.
Basically what you do is, you know those, you know tennis balls, right?
Yeah.
there's like those things that you can throw them with. They're kind of curved, and they've got like a handle on them.
Right.
We was using them, and we like had to catch it, right?
Okay.
So,
Oh, I think I get what you mean.
yeah. So basically, we were playing that, and we had to like catch each other's things.
Yeah.
And basically, I got one flying full speed at me, hit me square in the nose. So I'm crying. I've got a nosebleed and everything.
Right.
And I'm in a lot of distress, obviously.
Mummy.
I'm in year 6. Got a massive nosebleed. It's one of the first nosebleeds I've had. So I'm freaking out, and my friends take me to the medical room.
Right.
So basically, you know how the people in the medical room are supposed to be qualified, supposed to be good at what they do, right?
Yeah.
They're supposed to know exactly what they're doing.
Yes.
They've at least got like a qualification to do something, right?
Yeah.
But they're always like an office lady as well.
Yeah.
So I go in and I tell her what's happened through my like blocked nose, blocked up from like it bleeding so much. I was like, my dog got hit by tennis ball, and then
By tennis ball.
so I'm telling her about it, and she's like, okay, I know exactly what to do. And for a nosebleed, you know that you pinch your nose.
You pinch it with like tissue or something. Right?
Yeah, and then you get tissue under it and stop it bleeding, right?
Yeah.
And think back to before when they're supposed to be qualified, right?
Yeah.
This woman, right? She goes into her little drawer, and I'm expecting like a roll of tissue to come out, right? You know what? She gets out a plaster. No, this ain't even the best of it, right? It's not the best of it.
Right.
She gets this plaster out, and she says, alright, stick this over your nose to stop it bleeding. How? And then, so I'm just sitting there just outside the office with my nose bleeding to hell. It's bleeding over the plaster and everything. And I'm just still there like, someone help me. This woman knows nothing. Oh my god. Yeah, it was actually the scariest time of my life.
I remember I think my first ever trip to the... Oh no, okay, here's another story. When I was in primary school, did you ever do this thing called, I think it was like called, like, something, I don't know what it was called. I don't know, basically, right, this might ring a bell. We looked on the whiteboard, right? And there was like usually just this lady doing like these like gymnastic routines.
Okay.
And we'd have to do them, right?
Yeah.
It was really weird. We'd literally be doing exercise routines every morning.
Okay.
Which now thinking about is really strange. But
never had it, but whatever.
But during one of them, I remember my first trip. Not my first trip. My first trip to the medical room. I hit my hip on the corner of the table. Like I acted like I was winded in my stomach, and I just fell to the ground. But whilst falling to the ground, I hit my head on the table as well. So that, you know, I think it was called apparatus or something. I don't know, but it was a safety hazard because we were doing it in a classroom with tables all around and stuff. And we're just little kids, you know. We're just little kids.
Yeah.
We didn't know how to do it. Like I swear, everything always went wrong with it because in another time, I remember my friend, we were doing it, and he just bent over and just was sick all over the floor.
What happened?
We were like, she was like telling us to stretch the sky, and then bend over. And
Your
then he
friend
just
couldn't take it anymore.
and he just threw up everywhere.
Nasty.
Oh, okay, here's the thing, right? Primary school crushes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Mate, I was a player in primary school. I'm
Well,
not gonna lie.
I wasn't a player, but I could have been. But, see, everyone liked me for these reasons. Tallest and fastest. Which
Yeah.
were the two factors you needed. And I had both of those, and so I got quite a lot of girls. Except I didn't, because I never went out with any of them.
Bro, you don't even need them anyway.
You don't need them. Well, how were you? Like, why were you a player?
Well, basically, right, I know it's gonna sound like, oh, yeah, I'm so cool.
We're talking
Yeah, look
about
at
primary
me.
school.
Yeah, I know, but still, right, so, I think I had around, throughout my whole primary school career, about 10 girlfriends throughout the whole thing. Out of 6 years, I think that's alright, you know.
I mean, not really. Well, how long did the relationships last?
Like a day.
Exactly.
Nah, but still, like, I don't care, man. I was still cool. I was still the coolest kid there.
Still, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely wasn't the coolest kid, but for some reason I got, well, the girls liked me. I didn't get the most girls, but the most girls liked me. And, you know, I was in a good situation. I didn't really understand that, you know, but at the end of the day, even if I did go out with any of them, it wouldn't have meant anything. We wouldn't have even, like, touched. Oh my god. Do you know why? No. I mean, like, we wouldn't even held hands or anything. Like, we would have just talked to each other once a day and then left it, you know. Another thing about the touching, right? There was a rule where we couldn't make any physical contact.
Okay.
So you want to
with like the other gender?
with anyone. If you want to tag someone, you can't. If you want to poke someone, you can't. If you want to high five, nah.
Bro, my man, they didn't care if I got thrown over the jail in my previous story.
This is because we were playing tag. Maybe some people got pushed a bit far. I don't know. Like, people were just wimpy people in primary. So they, like, you could nudge someone and they'd cry. So that rule got put in place.
Yeah.
So we couldn't touch anyone. It was really annoying because, like, how am I gonna push people into snake grass now? It's like, what?
Exactly. How are you supposed to throw them into prison?
Oh, so
like a real policeman.
I had a crush from year 2 to year 4, and see, I was that, I don't know. I managed to make friends with them. Like, she was new to the school, right?
Yeah.
And for some reason, she was in year 2, my year, right? But she was put in the year 1 class.
Okay.
Which is really strange, because
Maybe they just didn't have enough room.
but still, like, it's kind of weird. She's not
That's
gonna
still
get.
really weird.
She's not gonna get the right education. But eventually, she moved up into year 2, into my class, and but before that, I remember how I actually started talking to her. I was just sitting on a bench one day, and basically, like, the popular kid of year 1 came up to me and slapped me around the face. I was like,
Why?
I don't know. I remember they were running around the playground, and maybe one knocked into me or something, and then he slapped me or something. But then
Yeah.
the girl came and talked to me, and I was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah."
Wow, those guys are super mean.
But the thing is, that guy was probably trying to impress the girl because he had a crush on her, 100%. Like, he,
Oh, so she was like the fittest girl in school.
yeah, man, yeah, that was it. But the thing is, right? At the end of the day, like, nothing would have even happened because I never asked her out, and there was this thing about her, and I don't know why. It was really strange, but she kept leaving the school and joining back. And it's really confusing, and I still can't figure out why. Maybe she was trying to move away, but that makes no sense. Why she'd leave school without finding another school. And
Right.
it's strange because it's not like she get kicked out, because she never got kicked out. She was never naughty. It confuses me why she leaves school. Apparently she'd say, "Oh, I'm moving school now, see ya," but she wouldn't, because she'd never tell me when she was leaving. And then a few months later she's back in school, until one day she said, she didn't say, she just left and we never saw her again. It was really strange. And
She died or something.
yeah, it's really, really, really weird. It really confuses me. And back then I was like, I didn't think of it logically, because I was like, oh, well, she just moved school and now she's back, you know? But that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So that's strange. She was mysterious, man. Like,
Weird girl.
I mean, she wasn't weird. Like, she has like the same personality as I do now. Oh, that is weird, but like she was just I don't know. She wasn't a weird person, but I don't know. The way she acted sometimes was weird. Like okay, I don't know if I've told you about, have I told you about the litter picking story? Where we
No.
learned that basically there was this kid, and we were all part of the litter picking ecosystem thing, right?
Okay.
And we all went into the woods with this younger kid who wanted to join in. And so we brought him with us into the woods, and we said to him that there was this man in black who lurked around the school.
Tell me about this.
Yeah. And the whole time we were just running, it was like, oh no, it's the man in black. And it was like, oh, run. And then he'd try and follow us, and we'd get ahead of him, we'd hide. He'd come up to us and we'd just jump out at him. And when we jump out of him, we wouldn't act like we're scaring him. We just say, ah, the man in black.
Okay.
The man in black. And we basically keep running whilst we wouldn't pick up litter. Let's be honest, we just do it as an excuse to go around the whole school. And
yeah, to explore places.
yeah, and eventually we got to a point, and we were like, we all got back, right? And we were coming back towards the school, and then the girl just stopped, and then she was like, I don't know how to describe this. She was just like looking in the direction of the forest, as if she had seen something we had not seen.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. It confuses me so much. I never understood her. Like, man, it's so strange to me. Like, I don't know what was up with that girl.
Well, I don't know what was up with this one kid that I knew, right? Let's call him, I don't know, what's a good name?
Sebastian.
Yeah, that's a good name for it. So Sebastian he was okay to me. He wasn't necessarily like a mean kid.
Right.
He was just really, really weird. No, I'm not just talking like, you know, he's a little bit quirky, you know. This kid had something up with him. Don't know what it was. Could have been anything, but
He
there was
played.
something up.
He played Five Nights at Freddy's.
You know what? He seemed like the sort of kid to do that. But my man Sebastian, was that what we called him?
Yes, Sebastian.
He was a good friend of mine. He was like pretty much my best friend at that time.
Yeah.
So we were pretty cool with each other. And we both just like spent a lot of time with each other. He had a cousin who was my girlfriend, and we was all cool, right? Just one big happy family. So this one day, and as I'm saying, Sebastian's a weirdo. Sebastian, crap, you know, I need to blur that out. So, Sebastian, he grabs a snail, right? He sees a snail on the wall, like on the wooden fence, and he's like, I don't know what went through his mind, but he picked up this snail. He started inspecting it. He inspected it like it was like something appetizing to him.
Right.
And no joke, this kid puts his mouth around like the gooey bit of the snail, like his actual body, and slurps it into his mouth and eats it.
That's some Lion King stuff, man.
I know, right?
Like Hakuna Matata to a whole new level. Like, what the hell?
I don't even know what went through his head.
No, that's not okay. He was that was definitely something wrong with him. Unless, nah, that makes me cringe.
Yeah, I know.
That's so strange. Goddamn Sebastian, man.
Sebastian was going in. I don't even care.
I mean, I guess that snail got the suck at least. Oh my, well, that's so weird. I remember, I was you know the girl, right? I had this, I guess I could call him a rival, who also wanted this girl. Well, sometimes. It was strange, because every so often, he'd get us some flowers, you know?
Aww.
I was like, boy, stay away from my girl. And then, yeah, but the girl, she didn't look impressed.
Okay. So something wasn't right about this kid.
Well, the boy, I mean, I feel bad for him because ever since he joined the school, like preschool, he had a nickname called Bogey Boys because his because his nose always had loads of bogeys in it. And so we called him Bogey Boys. And I remember even in reception, the teacher said, because we made these jam tart things, right? She said, something around, let's hope they don't have any of boys' bogeys in them. Firstly, that is so wrong to say about the kid. Secondly, you just completely put me off my jam tarts. It's like, boy, I was looking forward to eating those before you talked about boys, bogeys. I use his name, but I don't care. He doesn't know who I am. But
we can put a name.
Yeah. But Sebastian. Let's be honest.
It's him again.
They're not gonna see him. No one knows who they are.
Yeah, but I don't believe you.
Yeah, same. But
alright.
they basically yeah, I can censor it. I just need to go past the 40-minute mark. But basically, they teased him, and it was sad. But he eventually got a girlfriend. My guy got a girlfriend called Sally. Sure,
Sally.
Sally's a cool name. And then
Sebastian and Sally.
and then Sally, and I guess his name can be Eugene. So Eugene and Sally, they got together, and they even had like a wedding, man. They had a wedding in the playground, and I got to attend. I was like, whoa, you're so cool. I wish I could have a wedding. Oh, back in primary school, man. What an interesting
was
time.
so much.
I mean, I suppose so. It was a lot easier. I mean,
Yeah.
no homework. It felt, I hated school, but still, if I
We
could
still had homework.
imagine like just going back in time, having the knowledge you have now, you would enjoy life so much. Like, think
Yeah.
about that. Like, you'd learn to, like, you know, value your time as a little kid.
Yeah.
Because nowadays, it's like,
Everything's about homework.
I remember when I got into year 7, I thought I'd have so much homework I wouldn't be able to cope. Which, there is a lot of homework, but I thought, like, there would be a homework for every day. It's like overwhelmed me, and I'm like, oh no, I can't do this. Oh, primary school, man.
Alright, I've got a story about a dirty kid.
Dirty kid, okay.
What should we call him? Let's call him. Callum. Yeah, Callum's good.
Right.
So, my man Callum, he's like, I used to be good friends with Callum. He was a
Right.
nice kid. He was really smart too.
Okay.
So this boy Callum, whilst he was smart, he wasn't hygienic. He was very smart about bugs, which meant that, you know, he'd always be dirty.
Did
He'd
he
always be covered in.
did he eat snails as well?
No, just Sebastian. So, Callum. he, so disgusting.
Sally, Eugene, and Sebastian.
So Callum, he wasn't hygienic. He didn't really. I'm not gonna say that he didn't shower because I don't know. He wasn't clean. So one day we're at school, chilling out, and I see something like coming out of his ear. So I'm like,
Nah.
I'm like, yo, Callum, what the hell is that? And no, I kid you not, this kid has earwax pouring out of his ear.
Oh no.
It's like all juicy and stuff. I actually thought, ugh.
I suppose if it built up enough, it would become moist.
Yeah,
And it would become really
that's exactly
sweaty.
what happened
And it would start.
with,
Oh my god.
with
No.
Callum. That's exactly what happened.
Oh, Callum!
Another story about Callum.
Another one about Callum, okay.
I told you how he's really smart and he liked like insects and bugs and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So one day, it's like one of the last days he was here at wonderful school. I actually hated it so much. We're just sitting down, and we're really buzzing because it's like the last day of half term,
Right.
which I suppose is actually good because I got away with one of the worst things I've ever done. I felt so bad. So Callum, he has these like bugs.
Oh god.
They're like beetles.
Like as
And
pets.
they're like no. They weren't alive.
Uh-huh.
I'll explain it. So basically, he had them, and he'd put them on display, and he brought them into school, right?
Right.
And it was these two bugs, just glued onto glued. So Callum has these bugs, and they're on like this polystyrene
Oh my
platform.
god.
They're on this polystyrene platform. They're glued on by their legs. They're not alive. It's really creepy. So, me being me, I was like year 6. So I like start touching them, like just like prod them, see what they'll do.
Right.
And obviously they're not alive. I don't know what I was thinking. And these are like really rare species of beetles to him. Like I'm not sure whether they were or not. You know what? I'm gonna believe it.
Yeah.
So this must have taken him ages to find them, and then stick them onto his display. But what I do, I decide, yeah, these are some really cool beetles. I'm gonna like prod them, and like this one time where I poked it, really hard, and its legs like snapped off,
Oh my
and it fell off, and I was disgusted, right?
disgusting.
Keep in mind, Callum is still in the toilet. He's still doing his business. I don't know what he's doing in there. He's been there for ages. But I'm sitting there like, oh crap, Callum's beetles. What am I supposed to do?
Not Callum's beetles.
No. So I'm sitting there just really scared. Callum comes back in. And like obviously I'm thinking like, oh crap, put it back on, see if it'll stay on. Doesn't stay on. He comes in, and he's like, what happened to my beetle? And I was like, hey, it wasn't me, it was someone else. And do you know what?
What?
He believed me.
Yeah,
Because
see.
I was good friends with him. And he asked who it was, and I was like, I wasn't a snitch, so I was like, I don't know. I was looking away, and then it was just like that, and he was like, oh wow. And this kid starts crying over his beetles, and he's proper like, it's not just like a little, like some tears coming out, he's proper like wailing and stuff.
My
Like-
beetles.
I know, they're like his family. And I felt so bad for him, but I was trying really hard not to laugh at the same time. It was so funny. I'm just sitting there crying like over his beetles.
Never leave
So-
your beetles unattended, people.
After this, I'm not sure whether this was to do with anything about the beetle thing or the other thing, but Callum, he leaves the school. We got moved to somewhere else. I don't
Callum,
know
no.
where. Or Callum.
Callum,
So,
they're only beetles.
but, I don't know whether it's about that or not. I'm not sure.
Probably.
But probably he was a very sensitive kid. So he's parked outside the school because his sister still goes there.
Right.
and he's in like this RV, like, you know, those camper vans that are like really big and have tables in them.
Yeah.
My mum was in one of them. He was like staring out the window at me, like with the blankest expression on his face, like he was about to kill me or something. Like I felt like I was about to get assassinated, so I waved at him just to see what he'd do. He just put up his hand, like I swear to God, I just saw a tear roll down his cheek. I felt like the worst person.
He'll never forget.
I felt so bad.
He probably moved away because the area you were in didn't have any more beetles.
Yeah, because he excavated them all.
He needs to get more.
I felt so bad for him. I've seen his YouTube channel though.
Oh.
It's absolute. Well, actually, it's his friend's YouTube channel, but it's also his because they do like joint videos.
Please tell me it has beetles.
It has animals.
Oh.
I'm not sure whether you want to do a video on it one day.
One day, when this
Maybe.
video is not relevant enough.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the story of Callum.
When are we gonna? Huh?
How earwax dripped out of his
Oh.
ear, and he tied beetles onto his polystyrene display, you know.
My dude, I honestly think that earwax is a strategy. You know, if he has the earwax and then the beetles just come to his ears and stick to it, you can capture them.
Maybe a beetle was trying to crawl out his ear.
You know, breaking the seal. Oh my god, that was a thing. That was a thing I had for a while about bugs being in my ear. I went camping once and I just got extreme paranoia about bugs going in my ears. Like, it was so bad.
Oh my god. Here's another story.
Okay.
So, I go camping with my family. Just this one time, we was just testing it out, and we was with my family's like friends. Like it was like a family friend. Like the whole family went. Me, my brother, my dad's, and all of their family. So, you know those resorts where it's like, on the adverts where it's like, it's called like Haven?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Haven, right?
Yeah.
So, we went on one of those holidays.
Yeah.
And it was fun to me, but my parents didn't like it at all. I don't know why, but I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
So basically, it's like by the beach. It's really nice, but it's raining. And there's one good day where we go out and it's really sunny, and we've got this kite with us, right?
Right.
So, obviously, because I'm really young at this point, I wanted to have a go on the kite, you know, do some moves with it, see what I could do.
Yeah.
So, I'm obviously like flying it around, and I'm like, woo, having a blast. Then, I decide, because I don't want to play with it anymore, I'll just let go. I'll let go of the kite.
Yeah.
My brother and my parents' friends had to literally sprint after that kite. It was flying through the air, just like whipping through the air.
Yeah.
They had to sprint after that thing, and eventually, it went to like the sea. And I don't know how he did this, right? But the family friend legit I don't know how he did it. He swims so fast that he caught up with the kite and grabbed it. And I was like, whoa, what a hero. And you know what? That was the story of how the kite got recovered.
Well, you just wanna... Wait, hello?
Hello?
Okay. It just sounded like you fell down the hole. You talk about how the kite was recovered and you just slowly faded away. So it's been an hour now.
Has it?
Yep, an hour and 40 seconds.
I think that's a good time to end off on.
That's pretty good. So, I mean, if you enjoyed this podcast and you managed to make it the whole way through, why not leave us a savage sub?
Please die. Please just like leave a like.
Leave a
Subscribe
like.
if you can.
And if you like this,
share with your friends as well.
yeah. And
we want to do more of these. We want to bring them to you, man.
Bring them.
You roadmen out there.
Yeah, all the roadmen. We love you. Okay. So I guess that's it. See ya. Bye bye.
See you guys later.
Bye.